if you take a look at this piece and this piece, we put it together, you can kind of get a notion. You didn't grind real deep, but you can get a notion of the bead, and that's going to allow for the penetration that we're looking for. Okay? So, a few things here. What are a few things that will make that wheel break up, or explode, or crack, or whatever?
Spinning too fast.
Wrong wheel for the wrong motor.
You get the piece of metal and then you spin on it.
Yep, or bind between the fence and or the guard and the, yep. How about if you take this mount and jam it in there real quick? Could get stuck and it could break. How about if you had a chunk out of that wheel? Do you think if that wheel's not balanced because it's got a chunk or a crack or something, do you think it could fly apart? It could. There are several things that could make that wheel fly apart. Now we've got a wheel and a brush here. How many people can work here at one time? But we have a wheel and a brush. Right. Any of these machines, as a rule, one person per machine at a time. Now there's going to be exceptions. There'll be times when you might have to go, you know, 2 people, someone's helping or whatever. But just because this has 2 sides to it, only one person uses it at a time. And the crowding, safety, all those things come into play for that. Okay? Okay, questions on the bench code? It's a fairly simple machine. Have you used one before? A little bit. So, all right, we're just going to switch over here to the, take that, to the hand grinder. Please want to stand right over here by this vise. The hand grinder is the same thing with the exception of you're holding the grinder in your hand instead of running material. So you want to make sure that your material is good and secure in the vise. Here's our hand grinder, real small hand grinder. Take a look at that safety switch on, so you want to flip that back before you pull the trigger down. Anytime you put a hand grinder on the table, you want to put it upside down. You know why? Well, that scares me even less than turning on and running across the table hitting somebody, but basically that's the reason. If it's upside down, the wheel's not going to catch anything. If that trigger got stuck or something bad happened, you plug it in. If it's on, at least you can unplug it quickly without probably any damage to the machine or the table. Okay? With the hand grinder, it requires a shield and hearing protection. This thing is loud, so you have to have both on the hand grinder. Okay? I've got my piece all set up. I'm just going to make a quick grind. I'll let you do the same thing, get a feel for it. Big thing with that is as soon as you pull that trigger, you've got a lot of torque in your hand, so it's going to want to jump. So, and if you've ever used one, you know what I'm talking about. Got my pretty fancy hearing protection here. Couple things that you don't want to do, don't put a lot of pressure on because you will shatter this wheel. Just let it flow naturally. Now once you slide over there, because the sparks are going to go in that direction. You never want to put the grinder down until it stops spinning because you get that whole thing. If you set it down, this wheel will literally pull it all the way across the table. So you want to be real careful with that. If you notice that things will apply a lot of pressure, nice, slow, easy movements, and that's real important. Once you go ahead, we're just grinding down a weld here. You go ahead and make yourself a drag load in. Go over to the classroom, we'll be there in a minute. Now, what I'd like to do about safety class. We'll be done here in a minute. Yeah, you did. Turn right in the center of the wheel, one turn right there. Yep. Now that you've finished, what do you suppose the first thing you want to do is? Yep, now we're going to plug that so someone doesn't come and grab it and fire it up and way to go. Okay, go ahead and set that down. Big thing is make sure that you hang on to the grinder because that torque in your hands is kind of an odd feeling. So make sure that you hang on to it, the nice and even pressure all the way across. It's a real simple machine, but obviously you can get hurt on it, so you want to be real careful with that. Do you have any questions on it? Have you used a hand grinder before? No, but you have used a bench grinder? Okay. All right, well that's good. We'll move on to the next one then.